What's happening, people, my people? How are you this afternoon? It's Monday, and had a great time with Bob Cesca on the morning show. If you didn't get to check that out, I highly recommend it. It was nice to have a guest, and it's nice to have you as my guest with me today for HAL Sparks Mega Worldwide. You know, there was a time. Once there was a time. Yesterday. Always seems a difficult word to say. Watch me try and say, yes, a perfect day. Oh, cut it out of the Gen 7 speech. Every so often I marvel at the fact that I have far too much content to do in an episode. And I don't know why. It's the one area where I've been, I guess, supposedly wonderfully consistently wrong about something, which is that somehow I think at one point these idiots are going to catch on and they're going to straighten up and they're going to start acting like normal people or some shit. And I'm going to like, oh, all right, they're on to me. I've called them out on everything. They're going to straighten up and then I'll have nothing to talk about on my show. And yet, every time I turn around, it's my own personal gold rush in between my ears. I'm just, every way they find a new place to pan for me to fuck around with them. Look at the title of this video. Will China be the world's next superpower? Now, I know what you think. Hal, get off the mess's back. He obviously made this video in 2008 when before Xi Jinping truly revealed himself as who he is. So it's completely understandable that he would be under that fault. No, this was just yesterday. Or 2 days ago. Yesterday, day before yesterday. Even harder eventually to say. So one, we honestly love you. Thanks, Pliable Stats. Still have my Xanadu. So Olivia Newton-John, I see. That was an OLJ or ONJ. ONJ, was that you saw there? Xanadu. Now we are here in Xanadu. Honestly, Magic, the song still gives me goosebumps. Have to believe we are magic. I love you. Nothing can stand. I love you. Seriously, I'm 9 and I love you. Great thing about the movie Xanadu, Gene Kelly is in it. And any movie with Gene Kelly is fantastic, even through the terribleness. It's like the Bee Gees Sgt. Pepper movie. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But it's got Aerosmith doing Come Together and George Burns singing Fixing a Hole and Steve Martin singing Maxwell's Silver Hammer. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. That makes up for all of it. The vocoder doing Mean Mr. Mustard and She's Leaving Home is spacey and friggin' awesome. Why is my mic turned down? Chip, what have you been doing, young man? Oh, he's right under the door. He's like, I just changed a few things. All right. You call your cat Xanadu, but his name is Javier. It's Xander. Oh, he doesn't, I'm going to guess your cat doesn't come when he's called. They did a study, cats do know their names. When you say them, they are just assholes. It's true. Today I'm wearing a Columbo shirt because Peter Falk was and shall ever be a wonderful human being. Okay, so let's figure this out. 5 minutes and 28 seconds. The mess D'Souza has to convince us all that China is going to we should fear them, and that I'm guessing there's a couple of these today. And obviously I have a personal stake in all this, as we'll explore more. But at what point? Well, let's see. I haven't watched this, neither of you. Let's see what's said. No, actually, the definition of superpower is be able to protect military might around the globe instantaneously. As a matter of fact, there's been 2 or 3 of them, but mainly it's been like the NATO is sort of its own superpower. Russia has been known as a superpower, and the United States is a superpower because basically we have nukes and near Earth orbit ballistic missiles. Oh, you can't hear him? Hold on. Whoops. My bad. That was me. That was me. Chip. Here you go.
Is the world's sole superpower. But one way you can tell if you're a superpower is
that if you see a green rock and you feel dizzy and Miss Tessbacher, never mind,
acting like a superpower.
Which is, of course, wears tights and your underwear on the outside.
I think it's fair to say, looking at the actions of the Biden administration around the world, that we are not doing that. We are acting in ridiculous ways around the world.
Yeah, that doesn't affect our being a superpower. Also, why is this video choppy and shitty? I got news for you. We are a superpower no matter how we act. That's one of the dangerous parts about Russia, is they have the ability to be a superpower and still act like a psycho dictator. I'm sorry, he turned. There you go. All right.
We show very little broad-minded vision.
Yes, we show very little broad-minded vision. Yes, that's the. What do you mean? We're not inclusive enough to Russia's needs? What do you mean broad-minded? Oh, we keep focusing just on democracy.
We don't pursue our own national.
Hold on. He should watch Serpent ZA. He might actually learn something about China. Yeah, I don't think he will, never forget. He's not going to. By the way, I would love to have the Serpent ZA and Lao Wai on my morning show now. And now that I'm able to have guests, I'm going to make that happen.
National self-interest. We meddle where we shouldn't.
We shouldn't where we meddle. We do where we don't, and we don't what we did. And you do what you do when you did what you did. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. We shouldn't be helping Ukraine. We should be in Afghanistan still. Oops, hold on. Play, stupid.
We don't meddle where we should.
Yeah, we don't. Then it wouldn't be meddling, would it?
And I want to contrast our behavior with the ruthless, relentless,
ruthless and relentless,
single-minded,
well, that would be relentless,
pursuit of national interest, which the Chinese are engaged in. In other words, the Chinese are acting far more like a superpower than we are. And
no, they're not. And by the way, you don't get to be a superpower because you act like it. All of the traits that this asshole, and I haven't watched this, all of the traits that this asshole mentions are going to be the traits of shitty tin pot dictators the world over. Everything, he's going to go, look at these fucking guys. They're doing the thing. All of that shit is going to be stuff that Saddam Hussein tried.
And of course, it's their intention to become not only a rival superpower, which they almost are, but
yeah, well, there's, and Burger King is McDonald's, and almost counts in everything but horseshoes and hand grenades. Yeah.
The world's sole superpower, displacing us rather than joining us, you may say, at the front of the line.
Well, all right. In terms of superpower, he's talking about military. Front of what fucking line? If there's already one superpower, what are they going to do? Of course they're going to counter us, in theory. Or they wouldn't even bother. They do what the rest of the world is doing, which is America's got it. If we get in trouble, we'll call them. In case of emergency, we'll shit on America nonstop. But in case of emergency, break glass.
Now, how are the Chinese doing this? Well,
yes, how are they doing it? Explain to us. Gausswoman, tell us.
Well, let's just look at the area of mineral acquisition.
Mineral acquisition. Here it is. This is how superpowers behave. Let's look at the area of mineral all right.
Which is to say...
Yes. Which is just to say, acquiring minerals.
Chinese know that their economy has been growing very fast.
Oh, Dinesh is really loud? Sorry, I tried to bring it down a little bit. There you go.
They are, by the way, themselves the largest producers of mining, the largest miners in the world.
Well, That doesn't help because the caves are really small, and then you have to bend your head down. You get all these back problems. The largest miners in the world. That's it. Code for they dig up everything in their own fucking country.
Chinese are.
But okay, is that who you're talking about?
But they still don't have enough.
Yes, they import most of the things they need. Fancy that.
And they don't have all the raw materials they need. And so they're like, let's have a plan to go get them.
Yeah, that's how they gather every couple of years and say, let's have a plan to go get them. And
they're getting them from all over the world.
Yes, because they couldn't find one place to get them. There is no one-stop shop for raw materials that we need.
And the Chinese are doing this both through state-owned companies and private companies. But
there's no such thing as private companies in their own country. They're all 50% state-owned.
Their focus is on Africa. Why on Africa?
No, they're focused on the entire world. They're going into Africa the same reason the Russians are going into Africa. All right.
Africa, because Africa has a giant amount of natural resources. To give you a few examples, South Africa produces about a half of the world's chromium. It's the world leader in the production of manganese. It's also, by the way, a huge producer of gold. It's got a significant amount of diamonds.
Nobody produces gold.
Some people think South Africa has the most diamonds, but that's not the case.
No, laboratories in the world have the most diamonds. We can fucking make diamonds out of your pets now.
Botswana is the world's leader in diamond production.
Yeah, mark that on your list.
But then the Democratic Republic of the Congo has about half of the world's cobalt.
Yes.
And is
right. And
also a huge producer of copper. Zimbabwe is a large producer of lithium.
This is like, have you been taking classes from Ben Shapiro in how to read stuff on screen? It's going very well. All right, is everybody learning something? Is he learning there should be percentages. Remember, these are percentages of discovered amounts of stuff that people decided they wanted before, but they may not need in the future. See lithium and cobalt and future batteries. We'll talk later.
There's Guinea, there's Morocco, there's Mozambique, there's Rwanda, and
there is. That is true. I have to admit, when you're right, and those places do exist.
The Chinese are in all these places. And what the Chinese do, and if you think back now 20 years, the Chinese had like 2 or 3 mineral projects in Africa. They were like just getting started, but now they are...
Yes, 20 years ago.
Now they've got over 100 massive projects going on.
Crazy.
To give you an idea of the kind of projects they do, in 2012, the Chinese Nuclear Power Corporation acquired a huge nuclear plant in Namibia. And by nuclear plant, I mean this is mining of uranium that is used for nuclear purposes.
So it's not a nuclear plant.
And there's
a mining facility for raw nuclear materials. Please continue, dummy. Get to the point.
Construction of a giant uranium mine.
By the way, we are more than halfway through. Will China be the world's next superpower?
In Namibia. The Chinese have sort of acquired the rights to that uranium. It's going to be the 3rd largest uranium mine in the world.
Oh my God, not the 3rd largest.
Here's another example.
That's what superpowers do. They try to make something the 3rd largest.
Example, in the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Yes, I will cover DeSantis when he gives a longer speech soon.
Chinese have a massive copper operation going. So the
they make socks and those kind of shirts that help you lose weight and solve back pain.
Mining group in China, a private company, but obviously under the thumb of the Chinese government, a $500 million deal with a conglomerate in the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
I'm fascinated. Yeah, totally. They're setting up debt traps for African countries in exchange for mineral rights and material rights that they're sucking up at a massive rate, or for stuff that they used to build there that they're not building anymore. And
that allows the Chinese to control this giant project. And again, what happens with these projects is they need money, and the Chinese go, yep, we got the money. So
you've got the look.
What the Chinese are doing here is...
No, it's the other way around. You've got the looks. I've got the brains. Let's make lots of money.
They've got kind of a variety of
Projects.
strategies that are being deployed. What they do in some cases, they go, okay, we'll make the direct investment. We'll put all the money in. In some cases, they go, we will build the infrastructure. In some cases, they go, we will do a joint venture. You put up half, we put up half.
Yeah, no other countries in the world do that. France.
In some cases, they buy options. An option is the right to purchase the minerals at a future date for a stated price. So give us the option to buy, which we may or may not.
Yes. China's superpower is their lease with an option to buy.
Exercise. And of course, the Africans are like, wow, we can't do all of this by ourselves. So they're happy to partner with the Chinese. And so what I'm getting at is that while the United States does a lot of posturing around the world in Ukraine and elsewhere.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're posturing in Ukraine.
What the Chinese are basically saying is the world operates not according to these kind of grandiose ideals. The world operates according to self-interest. And the self-interest largely...
So what we do is we go into places and we tell the African countries, fuck you, we're taking your stuff out of total self-interest. And they...
resides in economic projects. And the Chinese even understand that in...
Yeah, it's weird. I wonder if the Western civilization will come up with something like the IMF and the World Bank and a series of gigantic charities that help countries even selflessly in a way to make goodwill so that trade partnerships are more long-lasting. No, we're not doing that.
The way to achieve the self-interest is, in some cases, to bribe politicians.
Yeah, when's America going to learn that valuable lesson? Sometimes... I mean, the Chinese understand this in a way that, the future is corruption.
Or they'll say to an African government, hey, listen, we'll build this beautiful parliamentary building so all of you have air conditioning, all of you have luxury couches. We'll even...
That's what they say. But will there be luxury couches? Oh, yeah, sure. Yo.
Supply the food. And so these African politicians are, there's something in it for us.
Jesus Christ, fuck you. I was making fun of you making fun of them, and then you went and did the voice. God damn, dude. I don't know when Xinhua decided to hire Dinesh to be one of their new PR spokesperson. Money well spent, guys.
And so the Chinese at every level are sort of... quote,
at the top of corruption and at the bottom of corruption and even at the sides of corruption. Sometimes with their corruption may not hit bottom, but it'll scrape the shit out of the sides. Fuck.
Meeting the needs, not...
Well, yes, the needs of African oligarchs with couches and air conditioning.
Exactly keeping a careful line between corruption and keeping things legal. What the Chinese are doing is putting money in so that in the end they can take money, but also minerals, out. The
fuck does that have to do with anything? Will China be the world's next superpower? The fuck does that... What? That's not... That has nothing to do... All right. You didn't even talk about what they're supposedly doing with the minerals, why they need them, why they can't get them out of their own fucking country. Did that ever occur to you? These assholes have like the third biggest mine of stuff in the world, and because they'll come in and they'll roll in and build palaces with air conditioning and fucking couches in them, that'll get them the mineral rights in these countries. Therefore, cogito ergo sum, e pluribus unum. China's serious about world power and we're fucking not. Did Dinesh just discover the Belt Road Initiative like 3 years too late? Now, don't get me wrong. Dinesh is definitely talking out his ass about China, but he's not alone. This fella wants you to know that Nancy Pelosi is playing with fire. We can't win a war with China, says military expert. What? A military expert. How did they get? They got somebody. Now, thank God, Jimmy will remind us that all of these guys can't be trusted, and that many of them are. No, he won't. Okay. We can't win a war with China. Therefore, we should let them have
Colonel
Taiwan.
McGregor wrote a book about how to reform the military. It was very popular. Nobody follows it. That's why he stopped at being a colonel, and he's not a general, because he wrote a book that was critical of the military, and that stopped his promotion inside the military.
I'm fascinated. Great. Cool. So he saw that there was a glass ceiling because his ideas were stupid and people were very concerned about him, and went, yeah, dude, you're like your whole idea about holding the guns the other way. I don't know if it's factual. I know it sounds good in your head.
So here's what he has to say about what's happening in Taiwan.
Okay. So he, according to Jimmy, we should listen to him because he washed out as a colonel.
Administration in living memory.
Jesus Christ, he's louder than I am. Is that okay volume-wise? What the hell?
We don't have anyone that qualifies as a statesman. Statesmanship involves advancing American interests at the least cost to the American people.
We have I don't know if you know this, but that we have what's called a State Department. Anthony Blinken's in South Africa right now.
None of that is in play here.
No, none of that is in play. I understand nobody in the American government even speaks Chinese. They go over there and they start clicking at people. They don't even know what country they're in.
We're dealing with a group of posers, people who are...
Look at this. I didn't catch your name. What? First of all, we're enjoying the lavender on purple mix. Jimmy, whatever your beverage of choice is. You still got the grumpy grandpa blanket, which everyone appreciates, but we're a bunch of posers is the problem, because Anthony Blinken's a poser.
Posturing. Posturing is not statesman.
LIV, straight ahead. LIV Golf, Greg Norman talks to Tucker. So in defense of Saudi Arabian golf, is that what happened after this? Look, we got a bunch of posers. Also, whatever you do, when I say posers, don't put up a picture of a military parade of soldiers that have dress uniforms and no actual fatigues.
And the American people need to understand something that no one has bothered to tell them.
Okay, here it is. We need to understand this. Nobody has bothered to even tell us. They can't be bothered.
That during World War II, Taiwan was the unsinkable aircraft carrier of the Imperial Japanese Armed Forces.
What is this? I don't even know why. I think he's... The unsinkable Imperial aircraft carrier of the entire Japanese army. Huh? Did you know this? It's unsinkable. I mean, most islands are unsinkable, but fuck me. All right.
Need to understand something that no one has bothered to tell them.
Okay.
That during World War II, Taiwan was the unsinkable aircraft carrier of the Imperial...
What, does anybody know what? Hold on. We have to do that one more time. Back up.
And the American people need to understand something that no one has bothered to tell them. That during World War II, Taiwan was the unsinkable aircraft carrier of the Imperial Japanese Armed Forces. All the major invasions of China were launched from Taiwan.
Uh-huh. And?
Beijing will not allow Taiwan to become a garrison state for American armed forces or Japanese armed forces or...
Yeah, it isn't. That's not the problem. They don't give a fuck. They don't expect it to be a garrison state. They don't want it to be a functioning democracy.
Any foreign power.
Yeah, but what if do you consider Taiwan themselves to be a foreign power as an independent state? Of course you do.
And if they think that we are going to ally ourselves with Taiwan, if they think
we are already allied with Taiwan,
we are going to intervene to defend that island,
we have already said we are going to.
in the event of a dispute, then we will be at war with China for the reasons that I just outlined.
Great, Coop. Thanks for outlining the reasons that if they think, we think, that they think what we think, that if they think that, then I think that's what's going to happen.
And we are not prepared for that.
Neither are the Chinese.
We're grossly overstretched. We don't have the logistical infrastructure.
Look at Jimmy. We're grossly overstretched. This is what happens. We're too busy defending the Nazis in Ukraine. I mean, you can't stop strafe bombs and rape squads in 2 countries at once. I mean, why? Thanks, Sandy.
And Frank,
don't forget to like and subscribe, by the way. Thumbs up, support the show. Venmo, Super Chat, stars if you're on Facebook, and patreon.com/HalSparks. Look, I mentioned them all. I did. I think, yeah, Twitter. I don't know what's going on with you guys. That's what this is for, I suppose.
Frankly, there's an old adage that everyone should remember.
Yes, remember this old adage. Get your pens out, kids. I'm sure it's going to be fabulous.
A ship's a fool to fight a fort.
A ship's a fool to fight a fort. Say that 10 times fast. A ship's a fool to fight a fort. 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 I've got a career in acting. Those kind of lip chops. To sit in solemn silence in a dull, dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper from a big black block. A ship is sharded itself and a shitty old blanket on the Jimmy Dore Show. Now, Jimmy is not convinced he knows what that means. Look at the look on his face. He was ready for an adage. He was not ready for this one. A ship is a shark and the ship stayed shot.
Grossly overstretched. We don't have the logistical infrastructure. And frankly, there's an old adage that everyone should remember. A ship's a fool to fight a fort. You have to fight China from the sea. We can't win that.
No, you don't. No, their ships don't. None of their ships go farther than 500 miles. Even they have to take. That adage is what protects Taiwan from Chinese aggression, dummy. They're the fort ones. China has to bring the ships in to do that. Our ships will back up the fort, but the fort has ships and forts. It's like they've got shorts. It's like it's a beach.
China can absorb everything we throw at it. And
yes, because they don't care about their people. They don't mind if they lose 1 million soldiers in 48 hours.
Chinese are happy to sit there, let us travel thousands of miles to reach them, and then sink us.
Look at Jimmy. And sink us. Yeah.
This is...
this is exactly what I wanted to hear. Give me 10 more reasons to not give a fuck about countries full of people that don't look like me. Please, let me loosen my belt first.
I don't know why every show on TV is not covering this right now. This seems...
Look at Jimmy. It's just me and Tucker. I don't know why. Do you know why? I don't know why everyone isn't banging this drum that we're all gonna die because China's talking shit. I met like this, and by the way, for those who haven't been following along, this is the first week that China has been threatening shit about Taiwan.
It's like one of the crazy...
He's like, I gotta go. Hey, if it wasn't for me and Tucker, who's showing you this? Tucker's showing you this. I'm showing you Tucker. What more can you have, huh? Why you have? This is so fucking stupid. What you don't get bragging rights for playing somebody else's clip, fucko.
Craziest things that's happened in my lifetime. Do you have any?
This is one of the craziest things that's happened in my lifetime. Of course, I grew up rich and
speculation and guess as to why the Biden administration would want this?
Well,
wait a minute. The Biden administration. So your statement is that the Biden administration wants China to attack Taiwan so that we can travel 1,000 miles so they can sink us. That's the premise. Why does it seems weird that anybody would want that? Why does Biden want this? Don't look at me like that, Jimmy. You put this shit on your show.
Administration and its predecessors, frankly, treated everything that the Russian government said for the last 15 years about Ukraine with complete contempt. They're repeating that process. We see how well that's worked out in Ukraine. The Russians were always serious. Hundreds of
Look at it. What the fuck are you talking about? They were always serious. They kept trying to tell us there were Nazis there and we didn't listen. Does anybody know why this asshole keeps looking up when this guy says stuff like, huh? I'm still not sure why. I really am not. Because it doesn't reinforce what he's been saying. It's so weird.
thousands of lives have been lost in this war in Ukraine that we should have acted quickly to stop.
How do we act quickly to stop it? What the fuck are you talking about? How do you act quickly? We should have acted quickly with intermittent peace that we enforce ourselves with a no-fly zone. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm beginning to see why this asshole washed out.
Now we're provoking the Chinese over an issue that is at least as strategically important to them.
At least.
That's beyond belief.
It's oh God, I can't. It's beyond belief. Can you come back next week and scare us? I mean, if the world's still here. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna need this, and then this. We'll go back to here. And then I need. Let's see. See if I can find something. I'm gonna need something to go. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, here you go. How did this get to be that? Hold on. Why am I so small over here? Where's this guy coming from? Hold on. Now I have to fix something. This annoys me. I was having too much fun. That's what happens. All right, hold on. Then we go to this guy. Then we take this guy. Go to this guy. We squeeze this over here. I don't like. Somebody's been. It's like Bob Seska and I were talking about this morning. Somebody's been fucking with my settings. There we go. Let's see. Here we go. Welcome to the. This is the end of the world broadcast of the thing that the machines have risen, you know, and the types of things and this type of things of this nature, and we are now reviewing videos that happened before the rise of Skynet China that destroyed the world, you know, and this is the things, you know, and the world has ended, and if only people had listened to the Tuck Man and this old dude who got kicked out, and this Jimmy Dork had told anyone this is the thing, that the types of things, then maybe we would have all survived, you know, but then we didn't, and it's so sad that, you know, here we are. Don't forget to like and subscribe from the apocalypse, you know, and know this: if you don't hit the notification bell, the hunter-killer drones will be finding you to know this is things. I was only kidding about that. I'm fucking with you, you know. And but they cooked up this story and they dropped the entire country into the meat grinder, you know. This is the thing. It was the end of the world as we knew it. Ernest Borgnine, this is the, you know, they warned us about this. I think that's Ernest Borgnine, if I'm not correct. Sorry. All right, this is just stupid. I want to see his follow-up, because this is apparently the end of the clip where, thank God Jimmy is here to pick up where Tucker drops off, falls into, I mean, he just starts weeping after this moment in the clip, I think, and then thank God Jimmy has the strength.
So, no, Jackson, Kurt, Steph, do you watch any other news, like cable news? Do you
watch any other news like cable news? Besides Fox and me, do you guys... HAL is here to pump you up. This is right, you know.
Do you see any other cable news people covering this like this?
See any you see anybody else fear-mongering that if we dare have relations with Taiwan, it's going to end in total obliteration of the earth? Or is it just Tucker? Thank God for him.
I remember MSNBC where they did an advanced war game. I just see that coverage, but no, nothing else.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, look at that. At least Kurt gets to be in studio now. Kurt, congratulations. He can't hide you behind the graphic like the news cuck you are.
Jackson, do you watch any? Have you seen the coverage of this Taiwan thing from other news outlets? I haven't really.
I don't really know anything about this. Is it? Or are they saying anything? Or can you tell me they're saying something so that I can react as if I knew it?
Not only other mainstream media news outlets, but other quote unquote, anti-war independent YouTube channels are gunning for war against China right now.
Are they? They're gunning for war against China. You hear that? I guess he's talking about like what, TYT and Shoe on Head. Who the fuck is this asshole talking about?
Now it seems like bringing on people such as Josh Rogan
Oh.
and clamoring for war against China over the most
Clamoring for war again. They're just fapping to the idea. Look, Jimmy's so happy to hear this. Thank God you have reinforced my narrative that was not based on anything. And I thank God you're here so I can just take your word for it that these people are jacking off to the idea of war. What the? No, they're not.
absurd lies I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, the most absurd lies you have ever heard in your life. Thank God you're here to pass those lies along, filtered to Jimmy Dore so he can know they exist in the world. Yeah, Josh Rogan. I have no idea. He doesn't mean Joe Rogan. Is there a Josh Rogan lefty? Who the fuck?
You're talking
Colonel Douglas McGregor there is just speaking truth to power.
Wait, are you saying we don't have as much invested in this as China? We want the right for Pelosi to go where she wants.
There's also that thing about Taiwan having their own currency, their own judiciary, their own sovereignty, and they're one of the most on the Freedom Index. They're one of the freest countries in the world. You should theoretically root for them to exist without the worry of a country like China shitting on them.
You think we're going to give that up because China's worried about invasion?
Josh,
I don't know why. Honestly, apparently that struck them as funny. Either that or it's time for the giant idiot bird to vomit into Jimmy's mouth.
Josh Rogan goes out and says,
I guess there is a Josh Rogan. That, Josh, that guy. He's basically because he's saying it on the internet somewhere, clearly that the State Department is just inching us closer to war because the Josh Rogan is calling for it.
I don't understand. This is about Pelosi cementing her legacy. You don't think that's worth starting World War III over?
With NVIDIA stock?
You got to be kidding me. So you're talking about Josh Rogan when what Jackson is referring to is he's talking about Josh Rogan, who's the douchebag from the
His name is Josh Rogan.
Washington Post.
He's a douchebag. He's from Washington Post, and he's a douchebag.
Who lied about Syria and was shitting on Tulsi, called her a traitor, a Putin puppet, all that stuff, because she told the truth about Syria, not for any other reason.
Oh, you mean that the truth about Syria, that the government actually was involved in the chlorine bombing of civilians? He keeps wanting to rewrite this bullshit.
And they brought him on what is it called, Breaking Points?
Yes.
Oh, really?
So they brought him on Breaking Points uncritically and let Josh Rogan, this guy, just say it was like the CIA was sitting at their show and nobody pushed back, right? But their own audience.
Well, this is like, that would be like me saying Jimmy gets to go on his show on YouTube and Rumble every single day and spout this stuff uncritically because he's never going to let anybody in his studio that pushes back on any of his bullshit. Are you kidding me? He's not even going to bring him in on video. And anybody who would go in on video to push back is stupid because he would shut them down because he learned the technique from Tucker, I suppose. He would just automatically, time's up, click, right? He's not going to let anybody. So why is it not fair to say, well, Jimmy, you might as well have had the Assad regime sitting there?
audience did, and I saw that.
Their own audience pushed back, and that was the second time they had someone like that on. They had Jacob Hellberg on from CSIS, which is an arms industry pro-war think tank, and they had him on not too long ago to sell the war with China as well. So that's their motive there. They're just pro-war when it comes to China.
Again, I don't know what clip. They're not playing this. You got to take his word for it. But the idea is that they're talking about what it would be, whether it's going to happen. You know, if it did happen, what would people expect? Would it be a full out thing? Do they think China has the capability? Those kind of conversations are going to happen. But to him, I suppose that means that they were calling for it, that they want it, that they're fapping to the idea.
That's weird. That's weird, isn't it?
It is weird. It's so weird. It's weird. It's so weird that I'm surprised you don't have the clip, available to show to reference what you're saying, so that people know that you're not just talking out of your ass again.
I think that's weird.
It's not like you've got a computer in front of you where you could call up shit and go, really? Can you look that up? Matter of fact, you have fucking 4 people in the room with you, any of which, except for Kurt, I suppose, can operate a computer and then come up with, a reference so you could fill in the gaps for your viewer and however long the fuck you're talking about this stuff.
Weird. You're supposed to be a populist. Populists aren't for frickin' stupid nuclear wars.
Well, perhaps they're not for nuclear war, or perhaps you misunderstand the kind of populism they're talking about, because the Trumpian version of populism is he's definitely comfortable with the idea of us using nukes.
It's not that weird when you dive into where these people came from. It's not like they were a comedian their whole life and decided to start a YouTube channel. They were born out.
Oh, hold on. Jackson's freezing. I want to hear it.
Yeah, they're born out of from what, hacking circles?
They were born what?
I said people like Sagar and Jetty were born out of anti-China think tanks that were funded by the arms industry.
Yeah, they have a hatchery there.
And he's still on their payroll. He still is.
So, again, does it make him a bad guy? It makes him someone we have to convince that his policy ideas are horrible. That's I would do.
So is the idea that Sagar and Crystal Ball somehow are for war with China? Is that the angle he's pushing? I mean, I don't watch their show, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's fucking ridiculous. Thank you so much, Robert.
I would do an outreach to Sagar.
To Washington brain people?
Maybe he's got
just needs to find
I like
help.
that guy, Saga. I wonder what
I wonder if maybe your guest is bullshitting.
like is everybody from
Maybe he's talking out of his ass.
DC? Or every time I would play there, especially like kind of the hipper rooms there,
Yeah, he only plays the hip rooms in DC. Hip means small.
wasn't hipsters. It was like these junior House of Cards larva.
Ha!
They're not. It wasn't like Brooklyn.
So that's who you attract. So he performs for junior House of Cards larva from think tanks at. Now, how is Alex Jones not using this clip to prove that this guy's a CIA worm into the Jimmy Dore show?
At hipsters, DC had these people that were like in their early 20s and jaded, like beyond all Jackson Hinkle the Dive jaded.
Right, which is why they would come to your show, I suppose.
Like,
because they're nihilists and have given up on life. Like, I've got to go see things that are worse than the world I see every day just to remind me that there's a bottom. Oh, look, Kurt's playing.
like they were into it. Like they were all about it. The grossness of it.
I
don't know what that means either. None of it. Are you following this? I can't follow this. This is all like a cross YouTube navel gazing, infighting, mean girls shit.
Kurt, I don't really notice that stuff. My comedy is so powerful it overwhelms whoever happens to be seated in there. They have no defense for it. No matter if they're hipsters or whatever. No matter if they're Democratic voters.
It breaks down all.
Yeah, it just my comedy just cuts through all that shit. Like,
yeah, it totally does. It's just not a gathering of angry clapter.
A hot knife through butter. And if you don't think so, you should come out maybe and see me this this Tuesday. We're going to be in Indianapolis at the.
Yeah, no, I'm not going there. Obviously, Jimmy's just adding places where they've made abortion illegal. He's on the on his pro-life tour.
Helium Comedy Club. Wednesday at the Louisville Comedy Club. Thursday, we're going to be somewhere else. Oh, we're going to be at Go Bananas, one of my favorite clubs
I'm going to
in
Go Bananas,
Cincinnati.
man.
I love Go Bananas.
Yeah, it's a good club.
So come see me there.
Yeah, dude, one-nighters.
You be the judge about my comedy. So,
No. No.
people don't do people. So let me ask.
Hold
I'm
on.
asking you, Jackson. I'm going to go to a comedy club tonight, and I'll ask people, but I haven't really been going out lately.
Can't really tell from your act.
Are people what is the word on the street? Are people like this?
When you watch the news or when you talk to actual humans, what is that like? Because I basically sit here screaming into a microphone in my $1.4 million house. I don't talk to plebes. What's that like?
They get that this China thing is bullshit, or are they falling
Do they get that this China thing is bullshit?
for it like they fell for Ukraine?
Oh, yes, we fell for Ukraine. That's what happened.
I don't think the jury is out yet.
I don't think the jury is out. No.
I think most people understand that it's pretty insane to go to war over a Pelosi visit to Taipei. But
again, that's China's choice in this circumstance. That nobody's expecting them to. It was a lot of bluster and bullshit.
But I will say that
Well, when you say it like that,
even some in the
Does he always during his live show? Does anybody been to this shit? Does he in his own show when Kurt yells jokes from the side of the stage when he can't think of anything? Does he smile at the ceiling like someone in Awakenings where the drugs are wearing off always?
the mainstream media have been already writing
Oh, it's so sad. Obviously, he's being attacked by pro-Taiwanese hackers.
to do this. And
Hang on, you said that some of the mainstream media
Yeah,
have
we don't want to miss that.
been writing what?
They've been writing articles about how one of the worst things you can have is connectivity issues during an interview. And
there's already several people, several top journalists
yeah, name one.
or top regarded journalists among
Yeah, top regarded. But name one
the mainstream elite.
in the mainstream elite. I mean, we'll know them if they're in the mainstream elite. We'll all. I mean, I won't read them obviously because who reads those people? But say one of their names, and we'll all know their name. And
Are condemning Pelosi for taking this absolutely unhinged action of going to Taipei. No,
absolutely unhinged action of going to Taipei.
knowing full well what it risks and what it's going to cause and what it already has caused.
Yeah, what's going to cost? You can't even. We won't be able to. The thing but they did China bombed a bunch of fish, so.
China's response. So that's a big difference from what we saw with Ukraine. Is already people are very worried and understand the large scale ramifications that are going to.
Yeah, everybody but Sagar and Crystal Ball apparently, who are fapping to the idea of war with China because they were born in anti-CCP think tanks.
Fold if we
apparently
go to war against China, because Europe will not be there to save us if we go to war against China.
No, we'll be fine with Japan and Australia and our own fleet. Thanks very much.
Like they aided us for Ukraine.
Like they aided us for Ukraine. I see. So it's Europe's got our back. I didn't realize that. I was under the impression just by all this stuff. What? Hold on, it getter. Really? Oh, dear Lord. 1 second. Oh, dear. That's funny. Oh, boy. There he is. Look at that. Hold on. Scoot up here, you silly thing. The FBI executed a search warrant today at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach. Move that thing up. I don't want to see the graphic, silly. Quit it. What are you doing? Quit it. Stop it. Quit it. I'm trying to read the thing. Stop it. Can't read the title if you... Okay, go. Quit it. I'm stopping. I'm going to fight. Will, quit it. I don't want to see an ad for Mar-a-Lago. I want to do the thing. This story is breaking and will be updated. You think? The FBI executed a search warrant today at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach, Florida. The former president confirms to CNN. They called him personally. Ah, that's so gorgeous. Holy shit. Okay. Hold on. Let me see real quick. Hold on. Just also while we let's go. That's what happened to the market today. Let's see. There's something obviously in all this stuff about. Where are you? There you go. We got. I mean, obviously, this guy. We got to check out what's happening in China right now. Oh. Sales of residential mortgage-backed notes set for a record drop. Plummeting home sales, developers, cash crunch, weakened demand. China property woes spark longest mortgage debt halt since 2015. Chinese banks' issuance of securities backed by home mortgages has plunged as the crisis in the nation's property sector drags down a once popular and relatively safe investment tool. Also, the only one available to Chinese citizens, where everyone puts their life savings. Sales of residential mortgage-backed securities have fallen 92% so far this year to 24.5 billion yuan, $3.63 billion, according to data compiled by CNAB's, a website that tracks asset-backed securities in China. There's been no RMBS issuance since the end of February, the longest dry spell since 2015. The issuance slump, holy shit. Just a cliff. Look at that shit. No wonder they're firing shit into the sea. We'll cover that. We only got a couple seconds left of this nonsense. We're finished up.
China has
China's got to do a thing. They're going to blow us to pieces.
nuclear bombs. I don't know
They've got nuclear bombs.
what.
We should just let them fuck anyone they want, right? Jimmy embodies the old Carlin joke of the things you never hear. Do what you want to the girl, but leave me alone.
People are thinking.
What about just that TikTok? Like, aren't we like really entrenched with them? How's that possibly going to work?
Well, they make
Yeah, what happens if they take away TikTok?
all our stuff.
Yeah.
How
No, they don't make all our stuff, dummy. They assemble our stuff, and it's cheaper to assemble it in Mexico now. Can you imagine how much better Mexico would be doing if half the industry that was sent to China ended up in Mexico?
can we go to war with them? They make. I mean, we had to ask them for masks during
Are-
COVID,
Are
right?
our
No, we sent them a bunch of masks before we ordered some from them. They have, all right.
slaves going to have to make shoes now?
Hey, we're doing live stand-up.
They're gonna do a live stand-up comedy. No, you're not. We're doing live stand-up comedy. Just like this guy. We're doing live stand-up comedy. Basically, this is my impersonation of Jimmy Dore doing stand-up. It's just what he looks like. I'm kidding. All right, so fascinating thing about the FBI going into Mar-a-Lago. Hold on one second. We'll see if we can, if that's going building as we go. That's just great. Hold on one second. Please tell me there are. Here you go. Here you go. Statement by Donald J. Trump, 45th President of the United States of America. Hold on one second. Let me stretch this out a little bit. Okay. These are dark times for our nation, as my beautiful home Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, is currently under siege, raided, and occupied by a large group of FBI agents. Get the fuck out of here. That's not real. This is not real. Somebody had to have written this up. Quit it. Nothing like this has ever happened to a president of the United States before. Well, you're not president, so I suppose there's that. After working and cooperating with the relevant government agencies, this unannounced raid on my home, which you can't live there, fucko. It's a golf course. It's a business. On my home was not necessary or appropriate. It is prosecutorial misconduct. They're not prosecuting. They're gathering evidence. That wouldn't be prosecutorial. The weaponization of the justice system and an attack by radical left Democrats who desperately don't want me to run for president in 2024 by discovering evidence that especially based on recent polls, and who will likewise do anything to stop Republican and conservatives in the upcoming midterm elections, such an assault could only take place in broken third world countries. Sadly, America has now become one of those countries, corrupt at a level not seen before, never seen before. They even broke into my safe. What is the difference? Oh, get out of here. What is the difference between this and Watergate, where operatives broke into the Democrat National Committee? Here in reverse, Democrats broke into the home of the 45th president of the United States. Well, the plumbers did not have a warrant. And at no point did the DNC steal classified documents and hide them in their office at the Watergate Hotel. The political persecution of President Donald J. Trump has been going on for years with the fully debunked Russia scam, impeachment hoax number 1, impeachment hoax number 2, and so much more. And wait, there's more. It just never ends. It is political targeting at the highest level. Hillary Clinton was allowed to delete and acid wash 33,000 emails. Well, that was the style at the time. You know what I mean? If she'd made those emails in the 70s, they'd be bell bottoms. But acid wash was fucking hip. After they were subpoenaed by Congress, absolutely nothing has happened to hold her accountable. They have copies of all the emails. You can't wash them out of a document. They have to destroy their State Department shit when they leave, in case they fall into the wrong hands and people can extract stuff from them. You want that to happen. It's silly. She even took antique furniture and other items from the White House. I stood up to America's bureaucratic corruption. I restored power to the people and truly delivered for our country like we have never seen before. The establishment hated it. Now, as they watch my endorsed candidates win big victories and see my dominance in all polls, they are trying to stop me and the Republican Party once more. The lawlessness, political persecution, and witch hunt must be exposed and stopped. I will continue to fight for the great American people. That's not real, is it? That's silly. The Federal Bureau of Investigation today executed a search warrant in Mar-a-Lago. 2 sources confirm they just left. I thought they were occupied. I just read the, what do you mean they just left? They're supposed to hold the fucking place. It is real? Please. Get the fuck out of it. That's not, a grown man didn't write that. Come on. They just left. Well, then then I gotta shred the goddamn thing. Yeah, they're in the sewers now. That's right. Did they show up with scuba gear? Going, oh, God. After you, Charlie. Okay. As soon as you shut the lid, don't forget to flush. They just left. Not sure what the search warrant was about. To be honest, I'm not a strong enough reporter to hunt this down, but it's real. And that's fun. DOJ, FBI, remember when Trump stole 15 boxes of classified documents from the White House? Yes, they do. Oh yeah, there it is. That's the statement. It's going around. The fuck? No, you can't flush them. Wow. Yeah, oh, there it is. Here you go. This is his version. There you go. Oh, what sad times are these. Sorry, asshole. They had a warrant. Don't have a sliver of faith. Whatever FBI finds, in quotes, won't be tainted. Mar-a-Lago shady as fuck. What? Why? The corrupt FBI just raided Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. No, you move. Mother of 2, wife of 1. Thank you. I'm totally a real person. That's awesome. Well, I guess that's the. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, Rachel. Yeah, at 6 o'clock. That's your. That's your show, kiddo. This like brings us back to the old times with Rachel Maddow's show, where she would go, "Well, we had a show, and then this happened." That just totally is what's going on right now. Girl, yeah, girl. I saw. She'll hold up. I got another call. Hello, girl. Oh, girl. Again, this is how you know Trump is the world's biggest fuck up. Because because who can become president of the United States and make their life worse? Only Trump. It took Nixon 2 terms to do that much damage to his life. Not sarcasm. FBI agents raid Mar-a-Lago. Why is... Oh, okay. The marching... The wheels turn slow, but yeah. Yeah, I guess this is shit. Ah, it's so funny. It is being occupied. They just left. That's my favorite part of the whole thing. It's being held. I can't even return home. It's like when you get the place fumigated and you can't go in for like 3 days. That's so funny. Trump's compound Mar-a-Lago raided. Yeah. Where's the other one? The other piece, the document where he's like, "They have raided and held my dear home, my sweet, sweet home, where I live in the tower, all alone, peeing in mason jars and growing my nails out, waiting for the cockroaches to come in my Howard Hughes madness, where I can see the sea from my window perch." Very nice. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Oh, and it's shit hitting the fan gif. Right. She's on Only Murders in the Building, and she's apparently selling an NFT picture of her vagina. Mm-hmm. Sort of changes what the F means, I suppose, in that situation. I guess. So good. I mean, that's got to be the top trend, right? Nope. Man, oh my God, no. Dear God. She'd been fighting breast cancer for so long. Such a sweetheart. That's just sad. I cannot even react to this currently right now. I will react to it later. I will have to shelve it. I can't tell you how much of a crush I had on her when I was a kid. And one of the greatest things about being I was at a fundraiser for Al Gore, where she sang "Hopelessly Devoted to You." All right. Yeah, Mar-a-Lago's way down here. I have to scroll this way down because, I mean, that's going to have to be... I'm going to have to talk about that in the morning show. So, yeah, I got it right in the feelers. That's not good. All right. We'll just put, like I said, Not going to change anything. Feel it when we feel it. How we feel it when we feel it. I will be watching Grease and Xanadu tonight. I own both of them. Breaking. Former President Donald Trump said his home at Mar-a-Lago was raided by FBI agents. Yeah, it's going to be that one over and over again. Says in a statement. Yeah, they're just going to be referencing his statement. Trump shows a profound ignorance of the law. Democrats did not break into his home. This is not prosecutorial misconduct because prosecutors don't approve warrants. The search occurred because a federal judge found probable cause that evidence of a crime would be at Mar-a-Lago if they hadn't flushed it already. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. That's just, I have to say, that's just fucking huge. It has to be the news all night. And by the way, can we just take a moment? Rob Reiner, you're a lovely human being. I love you and I want to have your babies. And he has been waiting for something like this to happen for quite a long time, more than almost any other person. And here it is. Hey, Bob. Is Bob in here? Oh, there he is. Yeah, this has never happened before. This is huge. And what are they going to do? They're going to show that this asshole still has more records that he did not give back. They broke into his safe. That's going to be, I mean, there is not enough ketchup in the world. Wow, the sky is falling. Now we all got to sit here and watch this unfold for the next like 3 hours as more information comes out. Because there's got to be somebody, I mean, reporters are just got to be like, fuck, get your shirt on, get scared, somebody get over there. It was really kind of Ron DeSantis to offer so much support for the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago. Clearly had to know about it and stayed silent for the good of America. Ouch. What did I tell you about the shivving? What did I tell you? And so the end is near, and so I face the shower curtain. This is Michael Cohen. The end is near. It's never good when the FBI raids your property. I agree. Especially when you're Donald Trump and you've been storing documents at that location. FBI executes, yeah. Well, because he would know. Michael Signorelli, it's just music to my ears. Like, this is, and yeah. And then, of course, this is, remember when I was saying to everybody about, like, DeSantis having 25% and Trump having 41%, and ultimately if Trump doesn't run and it ends up being DeSantis, they're going to think it's because he shivved him. Yet another example. You can't dark Brandon him. That's not fair. Frank Fagluzzi, I'll be on MSNBC tonight. You think? Guess somebody's phone just rang 3 minutes ago. Literally, I'll be on MSNBC tonight. 3 minutes ago. Look at that. Good on you, Frank. Holy shit. Ah, this is so good. Like, how do we... Now we all want to go watch the news. Do you guys mind if I cut today's show short so we can all go watch this fucking play out? Because I can't just replay the news on my channel. That's not fair. To anybody? Dark Garland doesn't... Yeah, no, I'm not doing Dark Merrick. Yeah, I always wanted to visit Guatemala. Now I can get a big taste without going abroad. There you go. The establishment sending the FBI to raid Mar-a-Lago tells me one thing. They are scared as hell of him running again and his influence on American politics on both sides. Yeah. You mean DeSantis. That's, again, look at what these assholes are saying. All people need to do is just start tweeting hashtag DeSantis new. Hey, maggots. Hashtag DeSantis new. The walls of Mar-a-Lago are green. And tomorrow, by the way, there'll be a Russell Brand video. Wow, this really happened and they went after. Okay, these are the latest. Let's go to the latest. Trump says Mar-a-Lago, okay, there you go. No one get excited. They were looking for Lindsey Graham. Okay. Well, there it is. Yeah, everybody's just repeating this. Breaking Mar-a-Lago raided by the FBI. Gateway pundit. Okay. Fascist totalitarianism reborn in America. Well, it was because he thought he could take classified documents home with him and sell them to the highest bidder, but then he got hoisted by his own petard. By the way, of course they broke into his safe. They need the money because obviously he's rich and they, all the monologues, like seriously, like the, right now somewhere in all of the, like late night talk shows, a bunch of people just went, well, fuck, there we go. All right, well, there go those jokes. Start from scratch. Can you read the statement again from him? Yes, I will. Let me find another copy of it because it'll be in here. They went into my home and they raided my house. This is all I have to say is Channel 1 in Russia is going to be very upset. First, the Obama admins FBI spied on Trump's campaign, and now the Biden-Harris campaign admins FBI is doing this. Donald Trump's Florida home, Mar-a-Lago, currently being raided by the FBI. What the fuck? They even broke into my safe. Womp wah. Hold on. Oh, I have one of those. Hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna grab this guy over here, if I may. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Let's find a good one though. There you go. All of his suspicious numbers. A lot of repeating phrases. It's like Alex Jones. It's weird when during the week Alex Jones can call Trump and go, "Sucks to be you, buddy." All right, we have to. There it is. Okay, let's see. Give me the whole statement again. Let's see it. That's funny. There we go. Yet another. Oops. Sorry. This one. Breaking. Former President Donald Trump said in a lengthy statement Monday that the FBI was conducting a search of his Mar-a-Lago estate. Yeah, that's not what he said, Fox Orlando. He didn't say they're conducting a search. He said that they raided the place and they're holding it. They're keeping... What's this one? This one goes to everybody tantruming at Mar-a-Lago tonight. I see, okay. Boo fuckity who. Boo fuckity who. Sucks to be you. When you go number 2 in your pants. Boo. Okay, this will be... The Coach has the whole statement on there, so we'll... Yeah, here it is. These are dark times for our nation. As my beautiful home... Get out of here. As my beautiful home, Mar-a-Lago, in Palm Beach, Florida, home of the world's greatest chocolate cake, is currently under siege, raided, and occupied by a large group of FBI agents. They have occupied... That again, these assholes saying... He said that they executed a search warrant. He said no such fucking thing. He said they're occupying it. Say is currently under siege. raided and occupied by a large group of FBI agents. It's a group of large FBI agents, like 4 of them, but they all weigh 900 pounds. Nothing like, they're on scooters. Nothing like this has ever happened to a former president of the United States before. After working and cooperating with the relevant government agencies, this unannounced raid on my home was not necessary or appropriate. I gave back a good 27% of the things that I stole, and I said, a promise, and I only had 2 fingers crossed behind my back. It is prosecutorial misconduct. The weaponization of the justice system by a racist DA in New York City, Letitia Garland, terrible person, and an attack by radical left Democrats who desperately don't want to see your favorite president run for in 2024, even though I'm still president and I never stopped. And if I am, then I can't be again. But I stopped because they made me, but I don't want to. Especially based on recent polls, especially the one I got at CPAC where I won the straw poll at 99. I know it said 69 on the paper, but 90. I read 6s upside down. It helps. Imagine my embarrassment when I went to Jared's building, 999 Fifth Avenue. Especially who will likewise do anything to stop Republicans and conservatives in the upcoming midterm election. Such an assault could only take place in broken third world countries. It was my mistake to break the country and turn it into a third world country with January 6th, and people are putting it back together again. Sadly, America has now become one of those countries, corrupt at a level not seen before. They even broke into my safe! What is the difference between this and Watergate, where the operatives broke into the Democratic National Committee with a warrant given to them by a judge after documents had been stolen and placed? Oh. Here, in reverse, the Democrats broke into the home of the 45th President of the United States, where I'm not technically living, more like couch surfing. They came, they said, "Sir, the political persecution of Donald Trump has been going on for years, and now the fully debunked Russia, yes, just insert but that part about where I said that. Just put part of the speech in there. Fill it out. It needs something more." Hold on. Now, where is it? Get out of here. Hold on. Where is it? Hillary Clinton was allowed to delete and acid wash 33,000 emails. In all fairness, I was selling 33,000 classified documents in 15 different boxes. Shouldn't we just call it even? She even took antique furniture and other items from the White House. I stood up to America's bureaucratic corruption. I restored power to the people. And by the people, I mean the Saudis. And truly delivered for our country. Notice how I don't say America. Like we have never seen before, since, or during. The establishment hated it. Mitch McConnell, I blame you. Ron DeSantis gave the green light to this. Now, as they watch my endorsed candidates win big victories, they are afraid that Herschel Walker will... They are trying to stop me and the Republican Party once more. Especially those in the Republican Party. The lawlessness, political persecution, and witch hunt must be exposed and stopped. I will continue to fight for the great American people. The other people, fuck them. I don't like them. Breaking Dark Brandon takes Mar-a-Lago. Oh, rats. Come on now. Oh, it's just so beautiful. Hashtag Democrats are destroying America again. Yeah, Mar-a-Lago's right at the top. There it goes. Bing. Let's go to the latest. I don't know if there are any videos of it. Probably not. Oh, just video from
Oh, it's not. It's not. You've got Trump derangement syndrome. Calm down, Jesse. Calm down. You're going to bust through all the Botox on your face. Look at this guy freaking out. They raided his house. And they're going to keep raiding it, Jesse. Okay? Look at your face. Looks like you got a mask on because you're Botox to the nines. You look ridiculous. Are you a Real Housewives or a real news reporter? Shout out to the Real Housewives of everywhere. No disrespect, but you look like a real housewife of nowhere. Look at you with all that Botox in your face, Jesse. They raided his crib. Good. Ha 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 ha.
Like, yeah, this is the footage of the
enrage the country, especially
This should make us so. I'm so angry.
the Republican base, a base that is
Especially the Republican base, especially those who were gonna vote for DeSantis and then found out that he kept all this quiet.
clearly behind the ex-president. You look at the CPAC straw poll,
Yeah, which is, I mean, totally scientific.
dominating it. You look at the straw poll they did for
all the straw polls.
the Turning Point
The straw man poll
event.
You look at the straw man's penis.
He dominated it.
Dominated it. Didn't even have to do anything.
He is clearly the front runner to seize the Republican nomination.
And they came after him.
And polling now shows that he's going to defeat Joe Biden in 2024.
Yes, totally. I believe it. I've always believed it. It's the thing that keeps me up at night. I wake up sweating, full of fear. I scream at the ceiling. Dear God, there's no way Biden could beat Trump like a dog again.
That's the matchup. So to then send FBI agents, we
To follow the law.
assume this is Merrick Garland at the Department of Justice, Joe Biden's Attorney General, to send FBI agents tomorrow.
Terrible. Oh, hold on. Whoops. To send the FBI agents to do the FBI's job. What? I don't know why he's playing that part of it. Rep. Rokana on breaking news. This gives me confidence in the Justice Department. Okay, the law is clear. We don't engage in raids unless you've exhausted all the other remedies. Raids are a last resort. So, yeah, they exhausted all the other remedies. He's been lying. Crook one is a shook one. Mar-a-Lago down. Shades of Nixon.
At the highest level. Now, here we go. The former president of the United States goes on. Hillary Clinton.
I love how he's reading it on his phone. It's like Michael is a lovely human being. Never met the dude, but moments ago, the FBI has raided it. Moments ago. These are the moments we share.
Feds were executing a search warrant. President Trump issued a statement on the raid saying this: "These are dark times for our nation. As my beautiful home, Mar-a-Lago, and..."
How do you not laugh when you read that? Honestly, maybe Rappaport's right about the Botox that he can't. He's going, oh, you dumb son of a bitch. But he doesn't. I can't actually show it.
Palm Beach, Florida, is currently under siege, raided, and occupied by a large group of FBI agents.
Okay, again, fuck you if you are you say you're fucking pro-cop and all that stuff, because they were there, they picked up some stuff, they gathered evidence, and they left. He has every legal remedy available to him. I just want to know if they got the PP tape.
This unannounced raid on my home was not necessary or appropriate. It is prosecutorial.
Is he going to read this whole fucking thing?
Misconduct, the weaponization of the justice system, and an attack by radical left Democrats.
This is Jesse Waters' Hindenburg moment.
Who desperately don't want me to run for president in 2024.
So true. It's out of desperation. All right, let's see what
we have breaking news. This is a
yikes. And if you've got breaking news, Greta's the one to break it.
Statement from former President Donald Trump. These are dark times for our nation as my beautiful home, Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, is currently under siege, raided and occupied by a large group of FBI agents.
They already left.
Nothing like this has ever happened to a president of the United States before.
But a former president, it's a first for former presidents as well.
After working and cooperating with the relevant...
Also, by the way, the crimes he committed have never been committed by another president. So there's that. Unless you count Gene Hackman and absolute power.
Government agencies, this unannounced raid on my home was
all right,
not...
just I'm always reading the thing. There's Roe. Hold on. Breaking the real Mac report on Fox. Were they live when this shit happened? Hold on.
Donald Trump says his home at Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida is, as he describes it, currently under siege, raided and occupied by a large group of FBI agents. We don't have many details from the FBI itself.
We'll just take his word for it. Raided, under siege, yeah.
Itself, but...
which makes me now want to watch Under Siege.
Bottom line, the president, former president, 45th...
I'm a cook. Lowly cook.
The president of the United States says his home is being raided by the FBI. Let's get your reaction. Go around the horn, Jeff.
Well, first of all, my reaction is that what kind of an asshole lives at a golf course? Dude can't afford a fucking house. He's a billionaire. Why is he living at one of his golf facilities? Like some sort of lunatic. Why is his wife never there? Why is she always with their kid in fucking Baltimore? What? I thought he lived in New York and then he moved to a golf. He can't afford a fucking house in Palm Beach that he could. What's happening? Why does he live in the fucking attic at his golf course like a fucking. What the hell is that?
Well, it's hard to react without knowing more details, but...
Yes, well, just take his word for it. Under siege. It's being occupied. The FBI, they have a list of demands. They're all clogging the toilets and giving upper deckers. They've spray painted Antifa on the walls in ketchup.
Certainly with the news that we've seen in the last few weeks, not just from the January 6th panel, but out of the Department of Justice and reporting about the Department of Justice, it's been clear that investigation...
It's been clear that... I got nothing. Cut away from me, please, for fuck's sake. This just happened. Oh, that's nasty. It's Rudy laying on the bed. Oh, and this is his live reaction.
I have very disgusting news to share. The FBI, the Federal Bureau of Idiots, okay, and I have nothing but respect for our law enforcement, but not these guys. These disgusting people and women. They probably have some women too. You can't forget that. They'll cancel you if you don't remember that some of the federal idiots are also women, sir. Well, they have invaded unlawfully using some sort of fake thing called a search warrant. They're in...
Right. Ding! There you go.
Raided former President Trump's home in...
Get the fuck out. Not raided.
Mar-a-Lago.
In all fairness, they were chasing Paul Manafort and he thought it was base.
Feds were executing a search warrant. President Trump issued a statement on the raid saying this. These are...
Okay, he's just reading the shit again.
Up front tonight on this Monday, breaking news. We are learning that the FBI
has broke some news.
Executed a search warrant at former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida. Obviously, a very significant head.
Sorry, this is just kind of like I can't. Can I please? Here's the...
We are learning that the FBI executed a search warrant at former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida. Obviously, a very significant headline there. We're going to be getting much more information over the coming minutes. Literally, we have just found this out. As we get more, we're going to bring it to you.
Obviously, bring it to me. Bring it to me, baby. I'm sorry. I'm getting too excited. This is just wrong. These are not happy people right now. This is Dana Loesch is not having a good day. This is rough. Tell us
your reaction.
Give us your reaction, Lana Douche.
I'm stunned, Jesse.
I'm stunned. I thought he was going to get away with it, quite frankly.
I mean, this was not the news I think that any of us were expecting to read about on a Monday.
No. And you're not reading about it now. You're being told about it while you're on live television. That's got to fuck with you.
Evening.
You
I
even
would
have a chance to emotionally prepare.
love to see what warrant, what reasoning they gave in the warrant. Of course, I don't.
It might be. I'm going to go out on a limb. It might have something to do with the multiple boxes of classified material that he took out of the White House and then tried not to give back for fucking months and lied about whether or not he made copies of it during that time. And their knowledge from people within Mar-a-Lago that they had just basically, they gave all the shit back after they duplicated it, and that's illegal too. You don't get to keep a copy for yourself. It's not the paper we give a fuck about or the hard drives themselves. If you have copies of shit, they want it all back.
Really know how much faith I want to put into warrants regarding Trump or regarding this crossfire hurricane or whatever nonsense that's being
crossfire hurricane. I think this is Operation Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Cooked up at this point, considering the fact that, Jesse, we still don't have anything other than a wrist slap for Kevin Kleinsmith, a guy who actually doctored emails removing exculpatory information from the CIA in order to obtain a FISA warrant to spy on innocent Americans who were helping out with Trump's campaign back in 2016.
Oh, you mean fucking Carter Page? That dude, the changes that guy, I don't know how many times I got to say this, the changes that guy made it less likely that they would continue the FISA warrant to search or to follow him around and listen to his communications. It made it less likely that they would do that. He was trying to do Carter Page a fucking solid.
So I'm not really sure that I put a lot of stock in a lot of institutions, but I'm gonna...
Yeah. Well, then tell you what. How about this? We wait. We see what stuff they find there that they present as evidence. And that's that. And I'm sure he'll be exonerated and all the stuff. You'll be able to look through all of it. I'll be able to look through all of it. And we'll be able to judge it based on the merits.
I'm going to tell you something, Jesse?
Let me tell you what.
Democrats are gambling here. The FBI is being accused of being too involved in presidential elections, not just in 2016, but also in 2020.
Well, it's interesting. Trump is being accused of criming during those elections, and therefore the FBI would be involved. The FBI is far too involved in trying to catch serial killers. Some people are starting to think that they're posing as serial killers just to give themselves something to do.
If
they find something that makes me look like an asshole for the last 5 years, fuck!
Walk out with something huge?
Yes, like a big gold statue of Trump.
They better walk out with something huge if you're...
Yeah, they better come out of there with something gigantic. Psst, they will.
Doing something like this, but I seriously doubt it because...
Yeah, I don't even know. If they walked out of there with... I wouldn't even believe it.
Because everything else that they've accused Trump and the campaign of have been a bust. They're...
No.
Gambling because I don't think Americans have any more faith at all whatsoever to give these institutions that have been so far held unaccountable from the taxpayer and voter.
This is terrible. I think we need to dismantle the FBI. They're not supposed to look into our side. They're not supposed to, okay?
Going to absolutely enrage the country.
I know, I'm furious. I'm furious that they didn't have drone footage following them in there. So, hold on. Let me go to Pornhub. I bet it's showing up on a lot of Democratic search results.
Especially the Republican base, a base
that
is clearly behind the ex-president. You look at the CPAC straw poll, dominating it. You look at the straw poll they did for the Turning Point event.
Turning Point. He's killing it at the things he's invited to that he'll only go to if they can guarantee that he wins the straw polls.
Dominated it.
Dominating.
He is he's obviously the front runner to seize the Republican nomination, and polling now shows that he's going to defeat Joe Biden in 2024 if that's the matchup. So to then send FBI agents, we assume this is Merrick Garland at the Department of Justice, Joe Biden's Attorney General, to send FBI agents to Mar-a-Lago, to the home.
Yeah, you know what I think did it? Was that 528,000 jobs added. They're just like, you know what? Fuck these people. I'm just kidding.
Of the president, before a midterm election, in the run-up to
they're yelling defund the FBI.
A presidential election is insane.
It's crazy.
This
is nuts.
It's insane.
It's insane. And I don't have time for this. That we were supposed to be off the air 2 minutes ago. I have to get these eyebrows back to Ben Shapiro.
Dana, and the people of this country
insane.
are not going to go for this.
No, they are going to rise up. This reminds me of the end of the British office. You are going to have a mutiny on your hands. I've been made redundant when I sacrificed myself for others.
What a gambit. And keep in mind, too, and I know, Jesse, you've talked about this, this is the same FBI as well who sat on Hunter Biden's laptop.
Oh, they did? Is that how it got broken? Sorry. What laptop? There is no Hunter Biden laptop. It doesn't fucking exist. And by the way, the FBI agents that allegedly picked it up from the McIsaac's shop, they don't exist either. They're not real people. Those are not real FBI agents. I don't know who the fuck he fell for, but that's garbage. This asshole gave it to, we're from FBI.
For a year, and you had all of these all of these intelligence officials that signed this statement saying that it was all nothing but Russian collusion, and now they're all admitting that it's real, but they're only using it as a
No, they're not. None of those people did.
Cudgel to try to threaten Biden from running again so that they can substitute in Gavin Newsom for 2024 because
yeah, that's what it is. It's just all those pictures of your son and all that shit we've been talking about him that we're going to show people the pictures we've already shown them. If you don't let Gavin Newsom be president. What? And they have to do it the next 4 years because Gavin will be too old to be president. What?
Biden's too much of an embarrassment, and I don't know which, Joe or his son. I mean, I don't know at this point.
I don't know. At this point, I don't know. Maybe has anybody checked to see if Hunter Biden is a member at Mar-a-Lago? At this point, it wouldn't surprise me. Maybe that's why wouldn't that be the funniest fucking thing? Is they did this whole raid, and it turned out to be IRS agents actually, and they walk Hunter Biden out in cuffs, and they're like, yeah, it was a misunderstanding, but he'll be out by 6 o'clock.
Point. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean,
you're absolutely right, as you always are about all these things that you're wrong about.
I have no idea what they're thinking about doing this right before midterms. I mean, we're
yeah, it's almost like they don't give a shit. Ted Bundy was a Republican fundraiser, and John Wayne Gacy was a Democratic fundraiser. I wonder if there was any elections going on leading up to, in certain areas, local elections that they had both raised money for around the time that they were looking into their fucking crawl spaces or their murder sprees. And they went, guys, hands off. I know we want to get this guy before he goes and murders another 6 co-eds, but there's an election coming. We don't want to politicize the FBI by digging around in this guy's crawl space for dead teens.
Days out. I can't even remember the number of days anymore.
Well, it must be a shock. I like the look on his face right there. That's fun. That's the theme today.
Right out of midterms. So far, this has not provided anything. It has not produced anything. It has only added questions. And Democrats doing this when we have inflation, we have a recession.
Yeah. Why are you enforcing laws when there's why are you pulling me over, officer? There are murderers on the street. I realize my car is in the middle of a playground, but there are people out there. Yes. There are people selling crack. Why are you pulling me over? What do you mean I was asleep and my engine was running? On what? Oh my God, there are children under the car. This is prosecutorial misconduct.
We have problems at the border. This is just nothing more than Democrats trying to settle political scores.
Well, they're doing a fine fucking job. Dark Brandon. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find a... I think we got to go, just like, is this how we do Dark Brandon from now on? Or, hold on, I know what'll do it. Hold on. Let's see if I can bring up some of these, if it's at all possible. Nope. Maybe this will do it. Nope, that's just blurry. What the hell? No. We have to have some sort of a Dark Brandon. Yeah, here we go. Hi, welcome to Dark Brandon. Welcome to the Dark Brandon show. Yeah, we're very happy you could join us tonight. Of course, we're all happy to be showing you what's going on at Mar-a-Lago right now. Trump was raided. Let's check in.
There's breaking news out of Palm Beach, Florida. Former President Trump says his Mar-a-Lago home there is being raided by...
And we're all shocked that he considers that a fucking home. Again, why is this asshole living at a golf course?
You never know what the day is going to bring, File. There's breaking news out of Palm Beach...
You know who did know? Ron DeSantis and Dark Brandon.
Florida. Former President Trump says his Mar-a-Lago home there is being raided by the FBI right now. He detailed it in a lengthy post on his social media site. CNBC and NBC News have not confirmed the law enforcement activity. But the former president wrote that a, quote, large group of FBI agents is at his property. He describes it as a siege, calling the raid
because he's a child
unannounced. This comes just weeks after NBC News reported that the Justice...
It's not a no-knock warrant, it's a three-knuckle warrant. Sorry.
Department has been investigating the former president's actions.
There was no rubber glove. There was no lube.
As part of its investigation into the events.
This is my impersonation of what the FBI made me do. Show me on the doll where the FBI hurt you.
January 6th and the insurrection at the Capitol. Now, to be clear.
Are you an FBI agent? Are those people, are they FBI?
We have no indication at this point as to what the nature of this raid entails, but we are working to learn more.
Oh, we are.
We'll get updates as
you betcha
to you as we get them.
I suspect it has to do with
if there's anything more disgusting than a no-knock raid, it's Alan Dershowitz.
Some investigations leading toward Donald Trump and some
Donald Trump's. Just say it. It's like Troth Sunchel.
Of his associates. But again, the law is clear. You don't engage in a raid unless you've exhausted all the other remedies, unless you...
And we're all fucking exhausted giving this guy remedies.
Believe that the person raided will destroy the evidence. Raids are not a first recourse in America. They're a last...
Yeah, it's almost like months have fucking passed.
Last recourse. And so the government will have to show a court eventually that they exhausted all other possibilities.
Well, we're back at Mar-a-Lago. I'm showing up to turn myself in. I'm wearing Armani. She's wearing a shower curtain from Dubai.
Or they had a reasonable basis for believing that the evidence would be destroyed if it was sought in the normal legal course of events through subpoena. Raids are...
Or he was going to sell it.
Last resort. But today... in many instances, it's being used as a first resort. The same
bullshit. All right, done. That's a lie. Feds rolling into Mar-a-Lago. Like, yeah, here we go.
Off! Turn them off. They're too bright. Turn them off. Turn them off. No, get those lights off. Off! Turn them off. They're too bright. Turn them off.
Jesus Christ, what was that from?
Turn them off. No, get those lights off. Off! Turn them off.
They could see through my hair. So many people are just like, when I saw this. Oh, this is just a graphic. Okay, here we go.
Obviously, a very significant headline that you are breaking. What more can you tell us?
Yeah, this is incredibly significant. And of course, we should note that when the former president confirmed that, yes, this raid did happen on his Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach, he did not specify why exactly this raid happened. So we are still trying to confirm that. Of course, I know you mentioned the missing documents from the National Archives and the concerns about that. So that remains to be seen. I will note that in this statement where the former president confirmed to me that, yes, FBI agents did conduct a raid at Mar-a-Lago today. Right. He said it was a large number of a large group of FBI agents. He says that he believes this is a politically motivated.
Of course, what the fuck do you think he's going to say?
Motivated event that happened, this search of Mar-a-Lago. Of course, we're waiting to hear from authorities why they conducted this search, how they got this search warrant, and of course, what the reason is behind it. I will note, he does give one detail in here that is notable. He says, quote, Aaron, I'm going to read this now. Such an assault could only take place in broken third world countries. Sadly, America has now become one of those countries. He says, quote,
Whoops. Oh, crap. He's just reading that whole thing. By the way, can I just say for the record, this is the same day this came out of the toilet flushing thing. Maybe they saw this and decided to go after it. Hold on. Turn this up. Check. There we go. That's better. I don't want to get it too loud. I'm just saying. Anyways, it opened a page on this thing. I don't know why. Let's see. Well, this is way better. Okay, sort of. Hold on. I'll just go with this Dark Brandon. I'm so excited about the whole thing. It's just very exciting. It's interesting that this happened the same day as the story we're hearing about the toilet story from the toilet store, the toilet story from Maggie Haberman. Mar-a-Lago, we'll go to here. We'll go to the latest again. We'll go to videos, see what we got. See if because these are going to be breaking news things. Videos, here we go. That's the misery. There's the folks. All right. I honestly, should I have one or two? It's hard to say. I like all these. I'm just saying. There's a lot of these are good. This is a little better, maybe. I could try. Yeah, this is a little better. At least. There we go. They only go when I all right, then they disappear. As long as I don't open my mouth too much. Although this is very choppy. I don't know why they're all choppy today. I'll fix that later in post. But yeah. Aaron Rapar, Jesse Waters. He was on the air when it happened, so he's going to be the misery. Oh, come on, Bongholio. Yeah, man, this is tough. Thank God you're available. Everybody else was busy.
Yeah, I mean, you think this is some third world bullshit right here.
Yelling Fox. This is some third world bullshit right now. Well, he was kind of a third world tin pot dictator. It makes sense.
Let me say it again. Third world bullshit.
Don't do that. You're on broadcast television. Now everybody's getting demonetized, you prick.
I mean every word of that.
Even the word third?
I don't care that it's cable news.
Well, asshole, you should. It's not your channel, dummy.
I was a federal agent. I raised my right hand, and I would have
never no matter how much evidence there was, gone after Donald Trump. I would have refused to fulfill my oath like a good maggot.
To protect and defend the Constitution of the United States, and I love this country.
Right, and a duly issued search warrant would be under the scope of that oath.
Is a freaking disgrace. A disgrace.
It's a disgrace. I mean, I don't know what they're looking for, and I haven't read the search warrant, but I think nobody should be even allowed to raid a golf course owned by a former president.
We don't live in Cuba.
That's true. We can't agree on that one. Yep.
We don't live under Kim Jong-un.
No. Well, I mean, you'd have to ask Trump. I mean, he's the one who cradled his nuts for a while. So maybe are we adjacent?
We live in a constitutional republic.
Right, where the FBI gets a search warrant before they raid a place, and then they execute the search warrant, and then they fucking leave.
Representative democracy.
Right, yes, and he was voted out.
You have a bunch of FBI agents raiding the home of...
No, they're raiding a golf course facility. It's not a home. He may be staying there. Home is where the shard is, so maybe you're right.
A former president because they don't like his politics?
No, because they don't like him stealing 15 boxes of classified material, you fucking tool.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I am kind of. I honestly, I don't. Hold on. I'll find something. No, it's down here. I got something. Hold on. 3, 2. Any of these? Maybe it's the output of these things. Maybe not. Okay.
You've spent this whole show, Jesse, and I've
crying.
Spent my entire time either on Fox or on my podcast.
Yeah, which notice he didn't mention radio anymore.
Exposing the left for claiming Russia interfered in an election as Hillary Clinton paid off a bunch of foreign agents, her team literally to fabricate a story that...
Well, no, the Washington Free Beacon paid for those. She just bought it after the fact. She bought it used.
Occupied the nation.
She bought a used PP tape.
For 4 years. What's she doing right now? Getting a manicure.
Yeah. Can we just all enjoy that? I hope, Hillary, if you're listening, I hope you're getting a manicure right now and laughing your ass off.
In freaking Chappaqua.
Chappaqua? You mean Chappaquiddick? Chappaqua. Where's Chappaqua? Does anybody know where Chappaqua is? Most people don't know this, but the Chappaqua Indians were known for giving the best French tips in the old colonies.
She's not doing squat.
Well, you don't squat. You sit in a chair and then you put your feet in the... I've only had a couple of manicures, but a lot of them have like vibrating chairs, and then you do one hand at a time, and then they put your hand, I think, in Palmolive dishwashing soap, and I mean, I have limited knowledge of them. I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Oh my God. He's channeling Anna Kasparian.
Hunter Biden is having sex on tape while...
Okay. Is he now?
While doing crack.
Right now? Hunter, wherever you are. So Hillary's getting her nails done. Hunter's doing crack and having sex on tape. You're still taping it. Good for you, Hunter, for being old school. I personally would use my phone or a digital format, but you know what I mean? Maybe there's something to VHS. It's got a giant fucking video camera from Boogie Nights.
And what is he doing? He's living in a Malibu mansion. And yet the president, the former...
Yeah, none of those involve classified materials. I'm just saying for the record.
President, who, whether you agree with him or not...
Not. Put me in the not category.
On his claims about the election, whether you agree or not...
Not.
We still live in a country where you were allowed to challenge your election.
Yeah, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? You don't get to challenge the election and steal classified material.
An election. There's even a process. The ECA. The Electoral Count Act.
What does that have to do with this?
You may not like it, but it's a process. How do I know it's a process?
Because we've been in that process for a long time?
Because some people are trying to reform it. You may not like
They're just getting ready. Jesse hit the "get me the fuck out of here" button.
it, but now you send the FBI. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Trump should be allowed to keep whatever he wants. It's finders keepers is the one rule of the administration.
I have paid due deference to the FBI for a long time, and
but now I'm done. Fuck the FBI. Defund the FBI. Rabble, rabble, rabble.
a lot of listeners didn't like it because I work with some very good people over there who've since retired.
Who've since retired. I mean, they were offered early retirement or prosecution, but yeah.
Management.
Why is he screaming? Because quiet ignorance isn't as convincing.
The FBI has now shredded any single sliver of
shredding. By the way, we're going to find out that they raided because they found out he was shredding documents. By the way, you know, Trump shredded things, put them in a toilet, tried to flush them away. Just saying.
credibility this agency had left.
Why? Because they carried out a search warrant issued by a judge?
Nobody will take them seriously from this point on.
I take them very seriously. I take the FBI quite seriously. As a matter of fact, if they showed up at my door with a search warrant, I'd go, all right, well, do you need me to stand outside while it happens? Or, I know you guys are just doing your job. Yeah, I'll handle this in court. This has nothing to do with you. You guys find what you need to find.
It is over. You've heard the examples. Stone, Manafort.
Yeah, good, all good and innocent men.
Cohen, over and over. Are they good guys? Are they bad guys?
They're bad guys.
I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah, well, it matters depending on whether or not they warrant a search.
I don't know them. All I'm telling
I don't know them. I don't care. All I know is I need to hate on the FBI right now. Welcome to the Boo Fuckity Who channel.
This is some third world bullshit right here.
Hold on. We got
starts crapping their diaper and whining about it. Fire a
Hold on.
I don't like them either. Republicans may not be the solution to your problems, but is you cannot tell me we still live in a constitutional republic and not the freaking third world.
FBI took 15 boxes of material from Mar-a-Lago. Motherfucker, he copied the 15 boxes directly. He took 15 boxes of classified material. The FBI came and took 15 boxes of material from Mar-a-Lago. 1-to-1, you dumb motherfucker. Oh my God.
When you have Hillary Clinton...
Look at this shit on the bottom of the screen.
...paying foreign agents to interfere with an election, people lying under oath repeatedly, Hunter Biden doing crack on tape, and what happens? Where are the federal...
By the way, I've not seen Hunter Biden doing crack on tape. Just for the record. I've seen pictures of him with a crack pipe in his mouth asleep, which totally could never be faked. And of course, who doesn't smoke crack to wind down? And I've seen him smoking a cigarette in a tub. That's the smoking stuff. I've also seen a shot of him from a camera up like this, and then a cut to another white rocks on a little scale, and then a conversation with an edit in it. But anyways, crack, fucking tape, whatever. You've seen more than I have.
Agents, they're not in Malibu. They're not in Chappaqua. They're in Mar-a-Lago. This is some...
Chappaqua?
Third.
Please tell me if Chappaqua is a real place. Does he mean Chappaquiddick? Chappaqua?
World garbage that happened tonight. And I'm telling you, the FBI management, here's a solution.
The FBI management. I would like to speak to... Damn, Dan Bongholio is having a Karen moment. I would like to speak to the management, please.
Last thing. We have now got to win in 2022. You have no choice now, folks. Oh, we don't like the swampy Republicans. I don't like them either. Republicans may not be the solution to your problems, but Democrats are certainly the cause of all your problems right now. If there was ever a clarion call to remove your ass from the seat and go vote in 2022, this is it. And there has to be...
Yes, you've got to vote in a rigged election for establishment rhinos. Otherwise, you're in big trouble. I'm sure that'll sell really great.
Not only hearings, but a total house cleaning at the top of the...
Total Total.
DOJ and the FBI. When the left is complaining
I do no such thing
about one firing, fire 10 more people the next day. And then when the New York Times starts crapping their diaper and whining about it, fire 100 more people the day after that.
Just randomly fire people for no fucking cause because you don't like what happened to a dude who stole 15 boxes of classified material from the White House that he has absolutely no right to as a private citizen?
Until you can get people in there who aren't Republicans, who aren't Democrats, but who believe in our Constitution like I did.
Well, apparently not, because you would not have executed a duly authorized search warrant on somebody that you're politically aligned with. So fuck off with that nonsense.
I'm going to give my life to protect Barack Obama. I spent 2 years in his detail around the world's hot zones. So I'm not going to be lectured by some a-hole leftist about anything.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sorry. Does previous service that you apparently disagree with currently somehow mean that everything you say is free of criticism? Is that how our system works? Because I assume you're not going to give John Kerry shit. Man got a Purple Heart in Vietnam and went in front of the Congress to try and end it. No?
They didn't see my kid crying as I was flying around the world to protect the guy they loved. He was the president. I did my job. This is freaking embarrassing. There should be a massive house cleaning.
And again, based on what? Why should there be a massive house cleaning? What evidence? I mean, talk about not waiting till the actual story comes in to start making up your mind about it. Where in this, how is it that anyone is above the law in this particular situation, especially when this is, it seems like if what Fox is reporting is true in their Chiron, and nobody is jumping in to say this, it just showed up on the Chiron that they took 15 boxes worth of stuff from Trump's from Mar-a-Lago. How is Trump somehow not legally responsible for any of this stuff? How is he just magic from now on? Why does he deserve king-like status where nobody can bother him ever again or go after him for any illegal activity because you fucking like him?
And I'm telling you, please, God, I am begging you to vote in 2022.
Yeah, they're not going to. They're going to be. And matter of fact, once word gets out that DeSantis knew about the raid because he had to and didn't say anything because he wouldn't, even if he wanted to tip off Trump and wanted to be a good guy, he couldn't do it because he'd get fucked by it in the long run. But still.
Or you might not recognize this place afterwards.
I think people are going to flood to the polls.
Yeah, I totally think they're going to just vote like they've never voted, like they've voted before, you know?
In November, but
they're going to go down, like, they're going to go to the voting booths like I go to Chinatown just to be racist. This is, and by the way, I'm noticing right now, Bongholio, that the look on your face is, I don't know that I've seen you this miserable since you actually worked here in the building.
I think there's going to be some more.
It's so true. There's going to be a lot of this
action you're going to see out on the streets from the.
Yeah, people are going to rise up.
Base after they see.
The base is going to go down and they're going to stand in front of Mar-a-Lago and defend his golf course that's kept alive by their donations with their bodies.
See this break tonight because this base is very loyal to this president.
They are. They love him like you love him, like I love him.
And I'm not even talking about the base. I think
no, I don't even. You know what? Fuck the base. Now that I think of it,
there's just a lot of honest Americans that have had it
with honesty. They're sick. There are a lot of honest Americans who are just, they've got too much honesty. They're fed up with honesty, and now they're not going to stand for it anymore. They have peaked. Honesty has jumped the shark.
This corrupt government and what the FBI has done.
again, and I'm just, getting this story, and I'm just assuming that they have no reason to do this, and that it's completely devoid of merit, and that our FBI are the corrupt ones in this situation, and not Donald Trump, who previously we know has been engaged in back and forth with the Justice Department about having stolen documents he had no right to from the White House when he left, that no other president would ever try to take with them. And but I'm going to assume, what I'm trying to say is honest people want to defund the FBI.
Done. There's more from the statement from the president. He says,
you can feel the tears.
The political persecution of President Donald J. Trump has been going on for years, with now the fully debunked Russia scam, impeachment hoax #1, impeachment hoax #2, and so much more. It just never ends. It is a political targeting at the highest level. Hillary Clinton was able to delete and acid watch 33,000 emails after.
Hold on. She was able to delete and acid watch? Those are expensive. I mean, they burn your wrist, but has anybody had one of those acid watches? Swatch made them for a while, but then people's hands kept falling off.
Political targeting at the highest level. Hillary Clinton was able to delete an acid watch.
Yeah, she deleted an acid watch, guys. That's amazing.
33,000 emails after they were subpoenaed by Congress.
They were.
Absolutely nothing has happened to hold her accountable.
Terrible.
She even took antique furniture and other items.
Are you just reading these to Bongholio just to make him more miserable? Because I'm for it.
From the White House, I stood up to America's bureaucratic corruption. I restored power to the people and truly delivered for our country.
I was a Spice Girl.
Like we have never seen before. The establishment hated it as they watched my endorsed candidates win big victories.
You're too far into it now. You can't back out now, fucker. You got to finish reading it as it gets more embarrassing and stupid and childish and shitty. You're in for a penny, in for a pound.
And see my dominance in all polls.
And see my dominance in all polls. And the Lord spoke unto them.
And they are trying to stop me. And the Republican Party wants more. The lawlessness, political persecution, and witch hunt must be exposed and stopped. I will continue to fight for the great American people. It's not just about the MAGA movement. It's not just about the Republican Party.
No, it's not. It's about... Dan, am I losing you? Bongholio, you seem like you're losing your pressure.
Party, this is much, much bigger than politics. This is explosive.
Yes. Diarrhea.
And dangerous stuff.
Yes. You wear gloves.
Stuff the Biden administration has done. And I think they're going to pay a serious price for this. Stand by.
Yes, very serious.
Gina, I'll give you one final reaction.
One final reaction. Since you just heard about this and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and you've been railing against the FBI for a search warrant that was obviously legally obtained, but just assume they're the criminals.
I just want to say in closing, listen, America, they're laughing at you. The left...
No, we're not. Stop it. We aren't... Quit it. That's not... You guys... I told you, we're not... They're having a moment, all right? This is rough for them. What did I say?
Thinks this is hilarious. If
No, we don't. I am not enjoying this. I am not. I take this level of law and order very... Knock it off. I am not enjoying this, all right? These are matters of national security. These are dark times, as the former president said, these are dark Brandons that we're finding ourselves in, and I want you to know that
you doubt me,
I don't.
Just go to any of their goofy platforms.
Yes, infotainmentwars.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Hal Sparks. You're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. Wow, this is fun.
Twitter or elsewhere right now, they think this is hilarious.
I feel seen.
You know what's really hilarious?
Uh-huh.
You going out tomorrow if you're not registered to vote and doing it.
That's hilarious.
That's really hilarious.
That's really hilarious. And by hilarious, I mean not hilarious.
This is going to get really ugly.
Too late.
If you don't vote in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, mark the date, folks. It is.
Yes, mark. What day is today? What day is it? This is the day it all turned. Fuck Roe v. Wade. Fuck the fact that we didn't vote for the PACT Act. Fuck the infrastructure bill. Fuck them trying to cap insulin and the Republicans blocking it. That doesn't matter. They raided Mar-a-Lago. This is the end.
It's now 7:40 Eastern Time on the Jesse Waters Show on August 8th. Remember the date I told you?
Oh, I'll remember it. I'm going to think really hard.
This. You aren't going to recognize your country if you don't fix this.
Yeah. Well, I certainly won't recognize the Trump years because they will have faded into obscurity if this asshole gets his comeuppance and future presidential hopefuls recognize that they can't just get in there and crime the fuck out of the place.
And stat.
Joe Biden.
And stat. Get on it.
Biden was elected and he promised to bring people together.
And he did. He's bringing the FBI and the staff of Mar-a-Lago together. I'm sure they were very friendly.
And calm things down.
and that means not going after crimes from our side. That's what that means. Okay? No, they're not still there. They left.
After the Trump presidency, and he just burned everything to the ground.
Did he? He just burned it to the ground. Well, I mean, you don't think Trump has some culpability for keeping this material at Mar-a-Lago? You don't? No? I mean, can we just enjoy Bongholio's face? Oh, so good. All right. Let's see. And everybody, Jesse Waters was on, so does the Fourth Amendment not apply to Mar-a-Lago? Hotep Jesus? Wow. Yeah, it does. That's why of course it does. That's why they had to get a search warrant. What is it? I don't know why that's a thing. All right. Everybody's just going Mar-a-Lago raid making me feel like, what is this?
Right? What does it feel like to be an elitist New York piece of shit?
It feels awesome.
Thank you. Miss, I'm so sorry.
It feels awesome. Oh no. Trump at Mar-a-Lago earlier today. Oh no. How long did it take, Jesus Christ, for people to cut these things together? No good, so bad. Let's see. The latest, let's see if there's any late breaking news on this. Trump says, okay, this is the 5. A lot of this is going to be repeats, but under siege. Come and join this space. Emergency press conference. Trump Mar-a-Lago search warrant raided. Listen live. Crypto lawyer Julia Ryan Van Siegel. This Mark Ultra MAGA. Should we listen in? Your mic will be off to start.
So that would be the District of Florida, and then the FBI for jurisdictional purposes will always bring locals with them. So in this case, it's usually the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office in Palm Beach County. In this case, since Mar-a-Lago is actually in Palm Beach, Florida, so if you're not aware of how Palm Beach County is pretty massive. It's pretty big. It's one of the blue areas next to Broward County. It's the next bluest in the state. And there's two bridges actually from West Palm Beach over to Palm Beach. And when you leave West Palm Beach and go to Palm Beach, They have 2 bridges. They have license plate runners, and they have the town of Palm Beach police.
God, who gives a shit? Ah, these assholes. First image is the FBI conducting a raid. Right. FBI excuse. I mean, come on. Bad breaking news.
I'm really confident that the Inflation Reduction Act will endure as one of the defining feats of the 21st century.
Hold on.
President Biden is one step closer to a major political victory. After months of stalled negotiations, Senate Democrats banded together to get his economic agenda across the finish line.
The vice president votes in the affirmative, and the bill, as amended, is passed.
With every Republican opposed, Vice President Kamala Harris casting the time-breaking vote. On the Senate floor, Democrats jumping to their feet, erupting in cheers. Handing President Biden...
Wait, quit. This is, I mean, come on now. It's beautiful. Oh, it's a popcorn night. These are Dark Brandons. It's funny that he said dark times because of the Dark Brandon thing. It's bugging him. By the way, Dark Brandon memes upset Trump. Just so you know. They're very hard for him to take. This is why the search is okay. The media is missing the really, really big reason why the raid is a potential blockbuster in American politics. Mark Elias shall forfeit his office and be disqualified from holding any office under the United States. Oh yeah, if he violates concealment or removal or mutilation generally of those things. Okay, yeah, if he stole and copied documents, he can't run for office again. That disqualifies him. He fucked up. He didn't have to keep any of this shit. He was supposed to turn it all over. He had been in negotiations. If they find that he was concealing this stuff, he can't run for president again. And by the way, he probably turned himself in so that he can martyr himself and, yeah, just a bunch of garbage. Dark Brandon. Come on now. Please, more. I just want to see more like Fox freak out. The videos are by, responding to, yeah, the Hillary Clinton stuff. Yeah, these are mostly what we're going to see. I'm well over time. It's 5:30. So I'm going to ditch out and we'll all just watch this. Holy shit, this is going to be a fun week. Oh my God. You've been watching HAL SPARKS Mega Worldwide, and I couldn't be happier that this kind of stuff takes off. Enjoy watching the news tonight, kids, because it's going to be a good fucking time. I'm going to go eat some dinner and watch the news and try not to choke while I laugh. Give a thumbs up on your way out the door if you feel like it. I appreciate you being here. Normally I have, the show kind of prepared so that we can do some clips, stuff I haven't seen before. But when we have breaking news, we break it. That's what we do. This is good. Tomorrow, holy hell. Tomorrow's news, like tomorrow afternoon's show is going to be full of this shit. CSL and I will try, he'll try and dig up some stuff that I haven't seen myself of these people panicking. I won't watch OAN or Newsmax or any of those things tonight so we can watch those clips tomorrow. I want to just see these fucking panic attacks happening. And by the way, I'd like to remind everyone all the warnings that the base is going to rise up and protect Trump because they're going after him and all this stuff. None of that's going to happen. There's going to be there might be a couple of nuts that pop off, or there's a danger around some of these lunatics. But as a mass, the maggots are not going to rise up and take out the entire, force the FBI to give back what they took or some shit. This was kind of the perfect day, and I will sign off on this, kind of the perfect day to be wearing this shirt. I'm just saying. Just one more thing, Mr. Trump. We wouldn't happen to have evidence that's safe at Mar-a-Lago, would you? I mean, come on. I did not coordinate this. I did not. Although I wish I had. Anyways, you guys are wonderful. Thanks again to Bob Seska for joining us this morning. Holy shit, this was fun. And I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon for the afternoon show. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else and enjoy watching the news tonight. Have to believe we are magic. Nothing can stand in our way. Olivia, we love you. We're sorry to see you go. In all seriousness, you were beautiful, and thank you for sharing the earth with us. Okay, there, I said it before I go. All right. Have fun, guys.